I think we worked. I think it worked. I think we're live. Had some technical difficulties, but we are back, baby. We're so back. It's time to get into some charts. It's Monday, August the 10th, I think. Markets are looking actually pretty good. We got the NASDAQ and S&P. I am starting to worry about my NASDAQ yearly top call. It's starting to look a little sketchy here. Getting sketchy. But I think people are pretty happy with it. Who could blame them? Green candles, they must be nice. I don't even remember what green candles look like at this point in crypto. We're going to get into indices. We're going to get into gold and silver today. Bitcoin, SPX, SpaceX IPO finally hitting the IPO price here. Our target for a short filled. We'll check out that chart. What else do we got? What else is good? What's up, boys? How you doing, Jesse, Pickle, Tillin, John, Chris, Fourth Turning, Mr. Shui. What's up, Dark Sai? Dave Digital, my guy. Michael J. Clark. AI fired him. Yeah, sorry for the delay. My really close friend called me right before the stream, and they told me they got just like out of the blue fired at their job. So I had to hear him out. Had to lend him my ear, give him a little support. But he's doing good. He's actually doing really good. I'd say I've never seen him. I've known him a long time. React to losing a job so well. So things are good. What's up, my friend? How you doing, DK the man? Jar, you're requesting Monero again. We can take a look at Monero. Wonder what's happening here with our TikTok stream. What's up, Ken? Steezy T. There we go. You only buy Bitcoin and altcoins are scams. Yeah, pretty much. Most of the time. What's up, Klaus? How are you, dude? The man, your first short on SpaceX at 135. That is what we've been talking about. It's the exact target that we've been waiting for. It's on the thumbnail today. So maybe we should start here. SpaceX IPO. Traded up to 225, and I think that's going to remain the top for the IPO, at least this year. If we're going to trade higher, we are about to find out. We are about to figure this out here. SpaceX dumped from 225 down to almost 100, swerved our long position, unfortunately, but it did just tag that long position's take profit target. And the very first short that we have put together for SpaceX. What's up, Con? How you doing, man? What's up, D? The very first short for SpaceX filling here today at 135. The logic behind this trade, very simple. The IPO price was 135. It began trading up at around 150. Again, went to 225, fell back below, and now basically testing that liquidity. As soon as 135 was lost, SpaceX was in a pretty bearish scenario. Not a good setup to see continued rallies after it lost 135, simply because the majority of bought shares have a price average around 135. When you look at the VWAP, it gives a little bit of a different story. The total VWAP since SpaceX joined NASDAQ sits about 150, and that would be a next solid upside target if we see 135 broken, honestly, at all. 150 is about where I'd be looking for next potential short. That is the traded support on NASDAQ. There's liquidity sitting there as well, but I'm skeptical of 135. 135 is going to be a pretty brick wall. Everyone who bought into the IPO or after the IPO essentially saw their bags explode, probably got euphoric, and then watched it all just fade away, trade back down. And now those weak hands, if they haven't folded already, are going to be looking to get out at break even, potentially at a loss, likely at this 135 price. So this is kind of a two-sided sword, blade, edge, whatever that term is. On one hand, 135 is likely to reject price. SpaceX could see lower lows. We could see trading down to that 100 target finally for a fill. On the other hand, getting past 135, if it's able to close some dailies higher, maybe the week higher, you do get a solid shot at bigger numbers here. I would say as high as 150 in the shorter term, and potentially after that, there's probably very little resistance until you get back to that all-time high 225. So it is, on one hand, a good thing, one hand, a bad thing for price action if you're bullish. I think I'm comfortable here. 135, the short filled. It's had a very volatile few days of trading. I believe it's up 30% in 3 days. That's quite a big rally. That is a little overextended here. When we look at simple oscillators like RSI, we can see a lower high right here on our trading this morning for SPCX. Lower high on RSI on our oscillator. Same is true here on momentum with a higher high in price. And that's giving us a confluential factor, basically just saying this is more bearish evidence. This is a further suggestion that 135 is likely, at least short term, to reject price. If someone was looking to scalp this, perhaps not really stay in the short position, you're thinking, well, I think SPCX is going to post some good numbers. I think that this year is going to be strong for them. I would then maybe only look to hold this short down to maybe the 115, 116 area. We can see price really interacted with 115 as resistance at the end of July. Kind of as soon as it would approach it, reject or jump over it and open back underneath resistance. There were sellers at this level. And now if price continues to drop, we can find that tested as support. We can find those buyers coming back in. Forecast MSTR, we'll do MSTR. What's up, Schwagner? CPI and PPI coming in hot. That is true. We do have some big numbers. Actually, that's a really important topic. We do have some really big numbers coming this week, mostly for the Fed hike cut question. CPI and PPI coming in after Fed Chair Warsh at the FOMC last month said that if inflation remained hot, that the Fed would have to take action. He also said the actions that the Fed will take, or the tools the Fed will take to combat inflation, would be the interest rate. This is looking interesting. It's looking interesting. I'm curious what this print will have for us coming up. I believe that's Wednesday. Let me take a peek. What a weird... I wonder if that froze. Hold on. I'll take a peek. When is this? Wednesday. We'll be live. Yeah, we'll be live Wednesday, and we'll get the U.S. core CPI, CPI, and then PPI on Thursday. Month over month and years over years. What's interesting about these numbers, again, is that the Fed chair said that, well, they would use their tools available to combat inflation if it remains hot, which doesn't really make sense because he previously that day said that inflation has essentially been hot for 5 years, yet they didn't make any change. However, I'm not going to get sidetracked. It's going to be extra interesting because the labor market is showing not just signs of weakness in the recent numbers, but revisions into the past few months have been revised down, showing a weaker market. Now, this is really cool. I don't want to say suspicious. It's really convenient, we'll say. The Fed has been remarking on a resilient labor market for a long time. The unemployment rate has been around the neutral rate, according to the Fed. And now, all of a sudden, we didn't get interest rate cuts, and now these numbers are getting revised. The reason CPI could be so interesting here is if the print comes in low, if we have a cooling inflation print, which is possible, of course. A month over month or even a year over year, you can see cooling even during times of heating. What's interesting is if we get a cooling number then, with this weaker labor market and the revised labor market numbers, we could see the Fed move away from the hawkish stance and start entering a dovish tone going into September's meeting and into Bretton Woods later this month. That would be very confusing to me from a global fiscal policy stance, but it's not out of the question. With the labor, the labor market was really the argument here that you can't cut rates. I mean, so is inflation, but the labor market being strong was not the counter argument. I don't know. Wasn't the opposition. This is really quickly in the perfect timing coming together for September, and September's meeting is going to be very, very interesting. You definitely don't want to miss that FOMC. Thank you for that reminder. Where's Bajarki? What's up, Barry? How you doing, bro? By the way, how's the music volume? Is it too quiet? I just didn't want it on too loud when we started. What's up, Nicholas? Becca Tech? Motorcito? What's up, Sam Adams? Great beer. What's up, Regio? Sumi? How you doing, Jess? What's up, Viva? Luff? Fountainiers? Really quick, we're just jumping into the stream here. We're getting charts. We're getting trades. Well, I got bit by a mosquito on my neck last night. We got a lot of charts. We got a lot of trades to go over today. Thank you for tuning in. I need you to tap the screen. I need you to hit the like button. I need you to follow along, subscribe, say hello in the chat. Let me shout you out. Let me see what you're looking at today, what you're trading. What's up, Zion and Michael, Sam, Pickle? Who else is here today? Randy. Randy says smash that like button. Thank you, Randy. What's up, Marcus? Razul, Invest Outdoors, Salty, Schwanger. What else we got? Forecast. MSTR, definitely going to be an interesting chart, along with STRC, honestly. I'd like to get into both of them today. I think maybe we should take a look at gold and silver, though. I don't know how long this momentum's going to keep up, so we should probably look at it before it simmers back down. How you doing, Just here? Crunk, my guy. How are you? How are you? How are you? What's up, Adrian? User Care, Will Dallas. Silver. Let's take a peek at silver. Make sure to tap in the likes, subscribing, following. Silver. Silver trading a little higher. Now, I did have a short position set at silver for 65. It's interesting because today's price action looks so bullish to me that it makes me think that any short is a dangerous game. Yet, all of these short positions that we placed weeks ago, in some cases months ago, are filling. Ain't that the way it always goes, right? Right when you're like, if short's a good idea, then your shorts fill. But we are having plenty of fills. We're going to go over them today. Silver right here at 65. Don't forget to use your multi-sig wallets. Also, don't forget to move your coins off of a cold card wallet if you created one. What's up, Martinez, Sandra, Coach John? How you doing, man? Van P, kept steady. Silver filling a short here. I don't feel, dang, I got wicked. I don't know if you can see it. That's a huge mosquito bite now. It's been storming really hard and the mosquitoes are going nuts. So we're getting a solid fill. Let's take a look. Going live. Let's take a peek here. Off of its lows at 54. You know, I was really in the boat of silver and gold dumping lower going into August. I did say I think August will open green at least the first week, but here we are. We've seen more than just a week of green. But I was very much looking for these to dump, and man, it's starting to make me look bad. Silver, in hindsight, did essentially backtest the October breakout level. Now, it didn't backtest its previous all-time high at about 50 flat. I still think that's what's going to happen. Any minute now. Waiting on YouTube. Any minute. Whoa. Now. Whoa. Why? Wow, was there an echo that whole time? That was weird. What's up, Southern Jersey? I just heard my own voice. I do think it's going to test $50 at some point, probably this year. But this is not a bad way to go right now. Back to previous resistance. Tested again. This is a pretty solid bottom here for silver. Definitely looks stronger than gold in its bottoming. You have a low, lower low, higher low. Basically, it's kind of a janky inverse head and shoulders. Back to, yep, let's see, June. March, June's low. How are we looking on our oscillators? What do we got? Still a good amount in the tank. You don't have very much divergence here at your high. Your RSI, not in overbought territory. I don't see anything necessarily weak looking on the daily time frame there with oscillators. Momentum back into the positive. VWAP is coming down, and money flow still in the red. So still could very much be in kind of a dead cat bounce scenario. I don't think we've seen quite enough strength here for silver to really show us that this downtrend is over. I do like the trade. I do like the short here, but I think there may be another one coming up. If silver has some unexpected strength, 71 US dollars. Where are we at? That is a equal high to June. When we look at our moving averages, to simplify this, we do have, let's go over this quick. When we look at our moving averages, we do have a pretty solid, pretty strong looking setup here with the 50 and 20. The 20 has begun to curl up. It hasn't made the move yet. The 50 is still moving downwards. I can even see the 100 beginning to catch here a little bit. And that is not a terrible sign for momentum, honestly, for silver. But what catches my eye is off of this strength with silver. The 200-day moving average is sitting at a very specific price, a very specific level, being the next upside resistance, right? A move through 65, this might suggest that the short for silver stop loss is too generous. Maybe it should be moved down. It's already a huge risk to reward, so I'll probably just leave it there. It might suggest, though, to move that down. To look for continuation, because even a little bit further, I feel, a little bit more price action for the upside on silver is likely to bring you 271, probably as a singular breakout. I could see that returning then to this 65 level that's being tested right now, retesting 71, and playing out in essentially, again, an inverse head and shoulders, kind of a fractal, a bigger repeating pattern of potentially this smaller inverse head and shoulders that we're seeing break out right now. On the week. Yeah, still got a lot of ground to make up on the week, but things are looking definitely. This reversal looks much better, much more, I'd say, real strength to it than March's. So far, March's had more upside from the low. Of course, it completely played out. This one potentially hasn't. It's only up 20% versus March's like 38, but nothing here looked good on the week. You just had falling candles. RSI was not pulling back up on the moves. Momentum hit zero at the top of this move. Now, starting from a negative or low momentum moving up into this move, silver could still have that upside to 71. I think I'm going to leave that there, though. I don't think I'm going to keep going. I think that there is a play at 65 right now on short on silver. Any higher trading, I'd be looking to reopen at 71. If 71 hits and fills, 65 could be a long chart, probably targeting back to 71 or as high as 81. And that is, yeah, that's where I'm going to leave that right now. $50 may still be calling its name by the end of the year. What's up, Sander Studios? Brave still works. I do love the Brave browser. SpaceX Falcon 9 just exploded. Isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy that the TA and reality tend to line up? SpaceX hits resistance, turns around, and then a rocket explodes the same day. Surprising. What's up, Mary Sullivan? King of States. Cherry City Bulls over on TikTok, my friends. Keep tapping that likes. Keep tapping the screens. Can we get like 1,000 taps? You have 600 over there. What's up? You're short until 37K on Bitcoin, Cherry? Probably not a bad call. Probably not a terrible way to go about it. Something I wanted to share with you guys before I get sucked into too many other charts, too many other things. NASDAQ looks absolutely dangerous. Absolutely dangerous here. Perhaps I was too skeptical. Our recovery from the end of July into August, just look at, I wonder, what is this D? Data is delayed. Oh, I guess I could just not use the NQ1, right? Just, nope. Okay, just go to the NASDAQ chart. US 100 index. Here we go. It's not as nice looking. I'll go back to NQ. So this setup looks so dangerous. I did not expect to see NASDAQ recover so sharply. This is a solid V-shaped recovery. Very little given back, very little downside. All shorts here basically liquidated, pushed up. No entry for long so far, except for right now. And this is why I wanted to talk about it and why I wanted to bring it up. NASDAQ may be a long right at this moment. Potentially, I think this week, maybe you could get a few hundred points better. Maybe 200 points better, like maybe that in 29.5. Currently at 29.7. I will bite the bullet here and say I've changed my mind. I think that we're looking for at least a short term, like a scalp long. And the reason is this. That recovery, not only was it exactly at the 1618, the upside target from 2025's breakout. Not only did it perfectly backtest it and then bounce, not only is this recovery super sharp, super strong, it is not like a weak bounce getting faded. There is momentum behind it. It's not just trading sideways. On top of all of this, just take a look at this, right? I want you to kind of think about this. It's the V-shaped recovery. Now we have a little bit of, I'll call it accumulation. Maybe flagging. You might want to call it a flag. It really looks like it is doing the exact same thing that it did in March of this year. Like, this price action is so similar. Of course, in April, May, through this area, this has been a smaller amount of time. This has only been a few months versus this was the better part of a year. This has been a faster move, but it is virtually identical. You have new all-time highs. Those all-time highs start painting lower highs. You had that happen back here, November, lower high in January, and then you get this kind of descending grind down that popped right back up. You got a V-shaped recovery. You spent a little bit of time consolidating, whether you want to say that was here or technically even above the all-time high, but I'll say right here before the high was broken, and you rocketed to the next point. I think that's exactly what's happening right now. I think we've seen that grind down, we've seen support, we've seen the recovery, and now I think we're getting the little bit of chop before it looks for new all-time highs. Gotta be dynamic. You know, even I thought that the all-time highs for indices were done for the year. As a good trader, you got to know when to call it and when to say, you know, I was wrong. It's time to reassess. I think that time's now. Looking upward, if NASDAQ does break all-time high, we'll use the exact same methods we always use. Taking our Fibonacci extension and retracement tool from the all-time high at 31,000. You can see these numbers are not quite as large. Not quite as big of moves as we've been seeing on this run, but it is what it is. From 31 to 32, it's only 8%. It's not bad though. 8%, our measured move target sets a little higher up here at 35.3. I would look, honestly, I would probably look to take profit at either of these. Either of them. I think it's looking good. Maybe a long could be played this way. Call it like 29.6, maybe 29.5. Your stop is going to be a little harder. I guess I will just do something like that. And down here, 28.8. Targeting back to the all-time high, you get a 2.5 risk to reward. That's huge. I think it could be played that way. I think it could be played all the way up to 33.5, 33.6. That gives you like a 7.1. That's insane. It gives you a lot more kind of wiggle room to set that stop loss. I like them. NASDAQ trades under 27.1 this year. I think the run is over. I wouldn't be surprised if we do follow this, if the high will be in for the year. I know I said it before. Hopefully next time I say it, it will be correct. But these moves are starting to get closer together. They're starting to get more parabolic. And when that happens, you're getting farther, you're getting into a more matured run. You're getting closer to the end of the ride. Easy peas. Oil bottoming, long in oil. We can look at oil. Long TQQQQ. You're scalping. Oil long, maybe. Oil's been looking weaker, but at this point, we were correct about that. There's not going to be a resolution to Iran. Strait is not going to be open this year, maybe not even next year. You got the taps really quick. I see you, brother. Yeah, you almost got us up to 5,000 taps. You're a Chad tapper. I don't see a reason to be bearish on oil into the end of the year, into next year. Like, there hasn't been a reason. I think that's just more compounded now. A little bit weird spot to take along though. Kind of reapproaching this level, 82.75 was pretty strong support. It was lost, broke back above it, rejected from the trend. Now grinding back down. I don't have like a confident spot for a potential trade there, but I think it is looking decent. I would take a long over a short. I probably will remain of that mindset like the entire year on oil. That'll be looking long instead of short. We already closed a solid long ski there from 67 up to 82. That's aging well. Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Actually, that's kind of cool. I haven't heard a single soul talk about this. Check that out. What's up, Schweiger? JPY. I'll take a lead, JPY. Have not heard a single soul speak of this oil right now. Technically, it'll be at the close this week. Oil at this moment, a weekly golden cross. The last time oil had a weekly golden cross was probably back here in 21. Probably around here, 2021. Went on to continue running. That is kind of fire. I haven't heard a single person say this. Maybe that's tweetable. Should I tweet it? No labels. Oil on the week. Golden cross, baby. Believe it. F shared the live and followed. Thank you, F. Welcome, brother. Welcome. We're just getting the alpha here. Oil. Breaking. No. Put an emoji, maybe. Send it. There we go. That's why you're long. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, buddy. There you go. Tweeted. Send it out. That in the chat. Everyone got wrecked because of oil. Yeah, dude. Oil is a monster. Absolute monster. Really quick, just kind of flipping through the charts. I'll take a look at MSTR here, Bitcoin, STRC, JPY. We got a lot to go still. But just flipping through, SanDisk struggling. Rejecting from, wow. It's like perfect TA. Perfect. Technically, that didn't fill the, or take the profit in the long, did it? It was like $1 difference. Perfect resistance. Lower high. Wow. This definitely does not have the momentum that it's had this whole run. I wouldn't be surprised to see it make a rip back towards the highs, but man, breaking new all-time highs is seeming heavier and heavier in the short term as this trades down. There's a lot of FOMO going on. SanDisk just painting lower highs, lower lows, showing a clear downtrend now. Subdue frame. Clear downtrend for now. Since June 25th. That hasn't been that long. A month. Jeez. A month. What's up, Ace of Spades? We'll get wrecked. You want $1 gas? Yeah, baby. Yeah. Hey, $1 gas. I'll take it. Google short still painting. Still painting. They're still paying or printing. 375 now down to 352, targeting 333, 338, something like that. This can still paint out as a bullish pattern if it can hold support at a higher low. I'd say like 338 or higher. Retesting down in the lower 300s, probably not looking for another long. Probably going to look to let that one go. Google's had some spicy moves. We've caught them. We played them well. It could be all right. Look at all those. Look at those daily moving averages. This thing's so consistent. Google is a behemoth of a company. Not even close to like its 200 days. Probably looking for the 200-day moving average on Google during the bear market. Hey, that extension. Creepy. Micron looks the same as SanDisk. Doesn't look any different. It's like the exact same formation. I feel like if one breaks out, the other will break out, and it's maybe tradable, maybe actionable to, if you get one breaking out up or down before the other, look to make the trade on the other one. I think they'll follow. SPX. We'll look at SPX after we look at some of these other ones. Sailor sold more Bitcoin to buy more dollars. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. I thought we were cooked. Profit taken. Back to the high. Dang. Sailor is determined to get this back to 100, and it looks like he's going to do it. I think he's going to do it. I think he's going back to 100. Currently at 94. Sell-off does happen. Probably looking at 90 to 91 for support before moving higher. I think he's made a clear commitment, though, to get this back to 100, which is probably a good thing. I don't know, dude. But whatever, Sailor. For a guy who talks about Bitcoin a lot, he's really into decentralized finance. Definitely is a strange chart. When you invert it, this looks like a bunch of altcoins over the years, doesn't it? If this was an altcoin, I'd probably look for it, yeah, like back to 90, 91. Get that downtrend. Go on home, right? All right, I guess here we go again. Oh, Unky Sailor, you're something. That's back to 100. 9.6% upside, 3% drawdown. There we go. Dude, we've had a long road. The last time this was pegged was in May. Pegged at the 100, whatever. It is reasonable that he could get this back before the quarterly closes. What's up, Yvonne? How you doing, man? Jerry? What are we trading? We're looking at STRC right now. We're looking at trades on silver earlier. Looking at trades on SpaceX earlier. My nose is itchy. We haven't looked at Bitcoin yet. I looked at strategy for a second and I was like, what is there even to look at? I'm still looking for a short on strategy. Still. After shorting back at the beginning of July in the exact same range. I don't know. Dude, how has this not moved? It's crazy to me. MNAV for strategies at 133. This is trading 27, 28% below the value of its assets. And I still think it's going to go lower. It's a crazy world. No analysis to be done here on strategy, honestly. You're at resistance. 100 is proving to be resistance. The one thing it has in its favor is it's eating away at that 100. Tested many times now on days and weeks. Held its lows. It just looks like this, though. Strategy is not a very interesting chart. About as boring as Bitcoin, the strategy chart right now. 13K, you did it. Cherry City, you did it. You got us all the likes. Apparently it doesn't do anything, though. Our viewership's the exact same. I don't know. I appreciate you, though. You gave it a try. What's up, him? Check out USDT chart. USD. Dropped STRC chart in the Discord. I don't have Discord open right now. I'll have to look at it after. The stock market break and crash before emergency rate lowering. I mean, that would be the catalyst for emergency rate lowering. The catalyst would be crashing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Your birthday's at the end of the month. You want to buy yourself a gift? We keep losing. Anyone help you get profit before your birthday? That Jazz, that's, I wish it was that easy. I wish that we could just help you get profit, just gift it to you. Oh wow, Bitcoin actually having quite a crappy day comparatively, down 1.5%, returning again to the 200-week moving average. July's VWAP, oh, it's the exact same price. Where is August VWAP? August VWAP a little higher, 64.2. Bitcoin is just the most boring asset right now. I love Bitcoin. I believe in it. Changed my life. But it's the most boring asset right now. It's insane. Everything else is more interesting. Bitcoin volatility. This is something that... who was it in the Discord? By the way, join our Discord. It's free. Discord.gg/TomCrown. They were talking about how low Bitcoin volatility was. And it was funny because I said I was just looking at this because I got an alert. It isn't just low. It is close. It is just shy of all-time lows for Bitcoin volatility. This chart here is essentially the VIX for Bitcoin. It's just showing you a daily volatility graph. I think it was Sunday we hit 0.42. There have only been a handful of times where we have had lower volatility than that. The most recent was September of 2025, where we hit 0.4. So it's like a 5% lower. Before that was September of 23. Interesting. September's next month. I wonder if we're going to have another low of volatility in September. Just because we're seeing it really consistently in the past. August, September. Basically highlighting that summer lull for Bitcoin. We tend to see very little price action over the summer for whatever reason. Have to go back a little bit farther, January of 23, and I think, what was the lowest? August 15th, 2023. We hit 0.24. So there's only been, honestly, a handful of times where volatility was lower than it was on Sunday. That is exactly why it feels so boring, why it's so unsatisfying. Like, this is, even the volatility measurement of Bitcoin's volatility is really low. It has really low volatility. Like, these moves are very tiny. You can even see zoomed out that comparatively, even the fluctuation of volatility, so volatility squared, is really low. We haven't seen a super high point of volatility on Bitcoin. August of 24, February of 26. That was our largest one. It's been a long time since we've had like a big moment of price action, and the moments of price action pretty much day over day are just grinding down slower and tighter. Getting boring. Get out of here, Kevin Chris. Get out here, scammer. What's up, Steez? Steezy easy. What else we got going on? Crow wrecked. Friendly reminder, make sure you guys have a like to the stream, tapped it, followed along, subscribed, all the goodies. What's up, Psycho Savage? Good to see you, man. Yeah, they're not, the platforms are weird, dude. I don't know what's going on today. They're just weird. What's up, D-Lo? TMCP, what's that? Monero? We can look at Monero. Yeah, I know I said that before. What's up, Judah? I have Monero pulled up. Monero also, I don't think is being super volatile at the moment. Monero against Bitcoin continues to put on gains. I mean, it's unlike many things, Monero is trending up. Many things in crypto, almost everything's trending down. Monero is trending up slowly. Hasn't broken out. How quickly we forget, though. And this is earlier this year, the beginning of this year, Monero meaningfully broke out. Meaningfully. Traded to an all-time high. While almost everything else was just doing nothing. It has not given back all of those gains. It has given back a lot. But it remains sideways. Remains just chilling. Currently at 390, retesting the highs-ish. Kind of 420. Blaze it. I wouldn't be surprised to see a retest there. Just trending up. I don't know if I have any sweet secret alpha. We are above the 200-day. That's solid. Better than Bitcoin can say. Better than almost anything can say in crypto. Above the 200-week. Bitcoin currently testing its own. You can see a little bit of that rally, that energy fading. Money flow coming down. Momentum moving lower on each swing. I think Monero is looking to retest like 420. If they can break 420, then you're looking back at like the all-time high. You're looking back into the kind of like 600, 570 maybe. All-time high at 750. I wish it had more. All I want to do is look at Bitcoin and talk about Bitcoin's chart, and it's just every day, and it's just there's just nothing to talk about. It's just looking bad. It's in the same bad situation it's been in for months, and there's just very little change going on. Cass looking to break down. Still. Womp womp. What else we got? GME doing nothing. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, Ace? Must become a big whale by now, Joe. I mean, one man's whale is another man's salmon. What's up, Tillin? Let's see what he said. Means the bottom is close. I hope so. Tennis with Dennis, one of my favorite names. Back in the chat. Darkside, what did you mean by USDT chart? Do you mean by market cap? You said not dominance. Market cap. Soul? Probably gonna look at Soul then. Probably. If you guys keep liking the stream, keep subscribing. Hasn't alerted me. Hasn't been alerting me to new subscribers lately. Maybe because there haven't been a lot during the lives. I'll be honest. It's been slow. It's been real slow. But we continue. 382 viewers. Where's the most viewers? What platform has the most viewers? Another platform has a good amount right now. I can tell because it says it. Yeah. Not on Graham. Not on Kick. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe just buggy. Either way, you guys are here. You're here today. If you're here today, let me know. Say something. What's up, Mario? Travel light. Yeah, deep Hendrix. Yeah, but on OBS it shows you like a live viewer count, and usually it's only usually it's like only showing YouTube. It says 330. Who knows? No bueno. Yeah, dude, markets suck today. No, Warsh hasn't talked too much about quantitative easing or tightening. He historically has been against quantitative easing. But yeah, you're right. He hasn't mentioned it much, and I don't think that he's likely to suggest it being used as a tool as the Fed chair. He has specifically said that he thinks, and I mean he's correct, that the best tool and the tool that the Fed should use to tackle inflation would be the interest rate. You're right, though. What's up, Dr. Crypto? Thoughts? Acid. The thoughts on the pump coin. Which pump? On the single. On Pump Fun. Tesla swerving me here. Looking for a move back to 360. I'm looking for short at 360. Looking for a long at 280. What's up, Farmiliu? What's up, boys? What's up today? We got WorldCoin, a coin that I don't even want to look at. Screw that. And ICP. All the centralized, all the crappers are up. The crappers are up. WorldCoin's up. ICP's up. XTC's up. I don't even know some of these. ARB. I mean, when I say up, 1%. What do we got on the week? Bitway. I don't even know what that is. It's probably some exchange coin. Lit. BDX. Monero is like in the top 10 of coins that are up for the last week. It's going to get interesting again in crypto eventually. I would predict September, October. I'd predict that. But man, it doesn't feel like it's ever going to happen, does it? Feels like we're just forever going to be in this sideways grind. That's all right. We'll be here together. That's all that matters. Music saying what a pitch, right? When you mentioned Sure Warsh. Well, it does listen. What's up, Sin? How you doing, bro? Let's see. What did I miss? Gold. Gold is hurting me. Gold is really, really hurting me. It's looking to stop out my short, but potentially fill my other short. I don't know. I feel about that now, especially with silver performing. AAPL. Apple? 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 This is so long. Here we go. Rock your body now. All right. All right. DJ 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍 made this mix. I honestly wouldn't hate the exact same trade on Apple. Like 228 back to 316 again. Bear div on your highs for Apple. Really did extend to the measured move there. Finally hit 340. What's up, Devin? I see you, brother. CBRS before Apple. Oh, I had Apple pulled up, made it easier. 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍 in the mix. Yeah. No div on your lows for the day. I'll look at CBRS or whatever. Give me just a sec. Bear div on that high no matter what time frame you look at. Ooh, this jam. What's up, bros? PLTR. Do I have CBRS already? I feel like I don't. Pump fun ripping. Hold up. It's kind of cool. Not a lot of history. Bottoming pattern. I don't hate this for long. This actually looks kind of good. Whatever this is. Cerebus Systems. I see it long from 226 on this. TP at 250, 275. Here you go. Reposted the stream. Thanks, Dev. Pump fun is pump funning. It's doing a little bit of a pump. Been a little bit since we looked at this chart. Never hit. Clear up this chart. Been a while. I've seen, yeah, this doesn't look too bad. It's got more energy than most of the crypto at the moment. Pump fun. What do you guys think? $0.032 next upside resistance. It's also your 0.5 retrace. I kind of think you hit this. Maybe this. Got a pretty strong moving average setup there on the day. Broke out. Oh yeah, I think the next position potential position here for pump 0032. We'll retest our highs from back in December 25, January 26. Wouldn't be surprised to see our little reversal there. Maybe retrace back to 0025, find support before moving higher. Oh. Not a bad trade. I think that's definitely tradable. Not looking bad. What's up, Juicy Juice? Lamar, thank you for following. Welcome. Scared to look at your portfolio? I still have not looked at my portfolio since like October of 25. I'll look at it. I don't even know when. Never again. Pump Fun has big token unlock coming. Isn't it funny how these unlocks, like SpaceX had an unlock in August and it like doubled the float and it rallied 30%. A lot of the time you see those unlocks, I think, get priced in early. Market knows they're coming, they price them in. Grind down. This isn't bad. I think that this is definitely possible. I'm not really sure what condition the market would be in for this to happen, right? Like, looking for a large pump on almost any altcoin, especially on a pumped up fund or some random, while the greater market is trending down, is probably the wrong play. But I don't hate the chart. Chart's not bad. Gotta listen to the chart. Like, that was weird. On total, the longer this goes on, the more it's starting to look like this to me. On total crypto market cap. You get that spike, that scary move, grind up sideways, very low volatility. Honestly, just everybody waiting for it to break lower. And then, well, you tap that low and trade sideways again. The longer this move continues up here, I think the more it starts to look like that. See? You see it? I see it. What's up, Ivy? Aldi. What's up, boys? Wherever you're watching, make sure you've liked and subscribed. Make sure you jump in our Discord. Discord.gg/TomCrown. It's free. Do it. Check out our exchange partners, BYDFi, FEMX. They're in the video description below. They're also in the Discord. Sign up with them. It helps support the channel. They're great exchanges. Great place to trade. You can trade from anywhere. They don't ask for your ID. What a quiet day. Things will pick up into Wednesday. Into the spicy CPIs. What's up, DSK? Things will pick up. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I think I'm going to go work on some voiceovers for some new trading lessons. Make sure you check them out on youtube.com/TomCrown. I have a whole free trading course. It's beautiful. Got millions and millions of views on those videos. Go check them out. Cost you nothing. Tune in Wednesday. What's up, Flajudabus? What's up, brother? Make sure you subscribe, like, join us on Wednesday. We'll have more live. I think for today, I see you, Randy. I think that's going to be it. Let's chat crypto. You missed it. We'll chat soon.